This is a supersized box, which is Starfall from Yaquinto Games. It is a game of exploration and conflict in space, and after a long time of trying to obtain this game in various ways, I finally traded for it and landed a copy in pretty pristine condition. So I thought I would do another unurgent unboxing for you to show you what comes with this game. And looking here at the back of the box, we see the description: a game of exploration and conflict in space with random jumps through black holes. No two games are alike, and an excellent solitaire game. We have the components listed here. Attractive map board, that's true. You'll see that soon. Over 550, oh, there's my little feline friend. She's interested in it too. That's Biscuit. We have the thick die-cut counters, the log pad, charts, tables, operation sheets, pair of dice. I've got the original ones in here to show you. Sturdy plastic tray of unit counter, separation and storage. I'll tell you, it's not sturdy and it has no top, as you may know if you're familiar with this publisher. Rule book containing basic, optional, and solitaire rules. The rules, none of the rules seem basic in any of these games from this company. Well, I should say any. I only have Beast Lord, and now I have this one. The scale, 1 hex, is approximately 3 light years. Players 1 to 4. Average playing time 2 to 6 hours. It is their level 3 game, which falls into the upper end of average wargame complexity, requiring time to master and having detailed mechanics. They describe the game as an exciting game of universal exploration and conquest that puts players in the roles of galactic emperors who must increase their resources through exploration, wars, and development. The players send out their sophisticated and expensive exploration ships to discover traversable black holes and new planetary systems, etc. Once a system has been discovered, it must be determined how much terraforming is necessary to make the system habitable, whether it has intelligent life forms, and if they are hostile, and finally, how valuable the system can become. So this is a 4X game. It's an early 4X game, and we're going to take a look right now inside this box with these excellent components. All right, she lost interest, but hopefully you have not. Trust me, she will be interested in the game when I have hundreds of counters out on the desk for sure. All right, let's open it up and see what we have in here. This is the catalog. If you watched my other video, you saw that I gave you a detailed look inside what I think, and now pretty sure, is Yaquinto's first published catalog. So you can check out the other video if you want to see that. It came in this box. We have their screens that are to be placed with each player to hide the information that you are writing down on the many things that you have to track in the game. We've got these operation sheets here, and I don't actually know how these are used in the game yet. I'm not that familiar with it, though I've glanced through the rules, and there are 4 of those, presumably 1 per player if you're playing with 4 full people. We have the game tables here, and these are indications. Let me see if I can get this a little bit brighter for you. To roll on the various discovery tables, you've got the system types, the life form types, and all right, well, sorry about that. If you know anything about cats, you know they don't walk away without saying goodbye. So, in any case, this is one of the game tables, and it is complete with many different configurations, options to indicate the type of life form: molten, hot, arid, the system type, and you roll your 2d6s and come up with an indication. I think a line means it's a non-value, and then the various other values are keyed within the extensive rules as to what they are. And this is how you're creating or discovering what you have. And I think that in some way, when I play this out, I have no idea how I'm going to play this game, but One way is that with this resource here in the game, it may be possible to create a randomized map, say perhaps where I can do exploring and have a solo type of experience, because though the rules say it's suitable for solitaire, I mean really what they're talking about is playing both sides. And frankly, if you look through the rules, if I look through the rules, I think if I did play both sides, two certainly or more, it would be pretty easy, because I mean easy in quotes, because there's so much going on. I would forget what I had done on one side when I went to the other side. So I could do that. We'll see what ends up happening, but I think that's going to be a great resource in a built-in system to randomize what you are seeing. Here is a player pad, or I should say the player pads. This is like a pretty complete stack of them that represents, this is the game map that you'll see, and various indicators of, I think, what you're finding. So you're meant to put the details of what you're exploring and finding and what's here to correlate to the map, because the counters are going to be more generic. And then the back of this is your log sheet with indications for your discoveries, what the type of system is, what the life they have on it, and these are the Starfall the Starfall areas, which are the ways to travel between systems. So that's a pretty complete log sheet. And here are the rules, which, again, if you're familiar with this company, they are really, really very horizontal and honestly somewhat intimidating in a way. I mean, they are certainly visually plain. Every sentence is numbered, and based on my knowledge of the Beast Lord rules and just glancing through these, they're also very repetitive. So in paragraph 1 or sentence 1, it will say one thing, and then sentence 5, it'll basically say the same thing again. So there's a lot here, and they tell you almost humorously at the beginning here, they're explaining what this game is, and it says, new gamers may feel at first glance that these rules are rather long and consequently complicated. Do not be fooled by the length. Simple concepts often require lengthy explanation to ensure they will be properly understood. So they are preparing you, and indeed I think preparation is necessary because there's just a lot here. What is interesting in the back here, and when I do the video I'll review this a little bit more, but the designer notes talk about what is actually being simulated in this war game, because of course it is fictional, and the discussion of how they simulate fictional material is quite interesting, and what is the notion of the abstraction in the game. So I'll go over that a little bit more when I do the video. And again, this is the publisher, and want to make sure always that I show the design credits for the game. This is the map, and it is on thick stock. It is really, really beautiful. I was not actually prepared for how beautiful the map is. I don't want to open up the whole thing right here, but based on images that I had seen online, I really was not expecting the depth and the three-dimensionality of the map as it is here. You can see it, I think, in the light. As I said, I got a great copy of something that is from 1979. The printing has held up really well, and it's just lovely. Here's the other side of it, and with a turn track. So really looking forward to getting that open. And then, of course, we have the counters. They have the thickest counters that I've seen. How closely you can see that. I'm not going to punch anything out right yet, but they are very easy to manipulate for small counters, and I kind of have big, clumsy hands, but the thickness of them makes them easy to handle. I think this light blue is one of the player colors. The dark blue here and the dark blue on this sheet here are the neutral systems, and the rest are the player counters. They are, as you can imagine, they're going to take a lot to keep in order. And in fact, in the rules, they refer to, I'm going to go back and just read this to you because it's so funny. Here's the counter tray. And and also, well, let me show you this first. Really cool. Was not expecting to get the original dice. I do have them, and they're quite heavy. They're a little larger than a typical D6, and the pips are sort of a brownish color, and they're really awesome. They're just heavy and different than anything I have so far in my collection. Back to the rules, they tell you about this counter tray that they give you right here, and it has notoriously no cover, and there's instructions somewhere in here, I don't know if I can easily find them, about how you can fabricate your own cover for the counter tray, and here we go. Well, it's right here up front, depending on how you're going to be storing your materials here. If the box is laid flat, simply lay the tray in the bottom of the box. If you're going to lay the box on the edge, care must be taken to prevent the units from falling out of their pockets. And then they explain that you should make cardboard lids and fasten them on with cellophane tape. I mean, this would be just a nightmare, as you can imagine. I can't show you my Beast Lord game now because it's in a room where someone is sleeping, but I've got those counters punched out and in their tray, and you can just possibly imagine there is just no way you're ever going to do this sideways. You have to be super careful. Anyway, that is a look inside of Starfall. This is an early 4X game, and I hope in some way, at some time in the new year, at some point, I will be able to have spent enough time with it to bring you a discussion of it and a little more demonstration of actually how the game mechanics work. But for now, that's a look inside this box. Thanks for watching.